We're going to have a look at clients and servers, which these two terms have many meanings across the computer world. While they're opposing terms, they work together. And we'll explain this more deeply in this video. They can describe many different things, from systems, software, connections, all kinds of stuff. We're going to take a good long look at this on this video here. So, first of all, what exactly is a client and what exactly is a server? Because they all stem down to one basic, all of these meanings in all of these different areas, they stem down to one set of meanings. And this is going to be a really, really big slide. Excuse my sarcasm. No, it's very simple. Clients, they connect to servers. And servers respond to connections from clients. That's the general basis of it. Now, for future examples that will help to explain what this is under your fingertips in the real world, I'm going to have most of my examples for clients right there where I have my client example here on the left side. And on the right side, I'm going to have my stuff for the servers. So let's dig in. As far as hardware and systems are concerned, client systems, if you're not a big tech person, then you may have never even touched a true hardware server. It's a possibility there. Your mobile devices, those are client systems. You know, your cell phone, your tablet, that's client type stuff. Personal computers all the way down to Raspberry Pis, up, you know, through your workstations, your gaming systems, all that, your laptops, Raspberry Pis, Internet of Things devices, other types of devices, your, things like, your little, those little devices that you use whenever you want to say, hey, what's the recipe for cookies, and it reads it back to you. Hardware-wise, those guys are clients. While they may have a lot of server-type functionality, it's acting like a server. Your Amazon Alexa or Google Nest or whatever you've got, it will listen for your whatever it is word that you use, your wake word that you use for it. It will listen for that and then receive your request and give you back a response. That concept is server type concept. So many systems have both. A lot of servers have client stuff in them. A lot of client stuff has server stuff in there. But hardware wise, your Internet of Things devices and different things of that nature, they're clients. So whenever you have like those Internet of Things devices that control your lights and all that, yeah, sure, they may be waiting for something to tell it to turn on the light and turn off the light. They might not be connected to something else, or they might be the server, they might be the client, but hardware-wise, I would classify those as clients. And the reason why is server hardware, server systems have a lot of things that you're not going to have on a Google Nest or Amazon Alexa or any of your smart home devices. They're going to have redundancies and hot swap for your power supply, your hard drives, your network systems. They're going to have 2 network ports. They're going to have 2 power supplies, each one with the capability of running that entire system. Multiple hard drives that can be hot swapped. Your power supplies, you can remove one while the system is running. It's designed to do that. You can pull it on out and plug in another one. So that way if one goes down, you don't have to bring down the system to replace that. Your hard drives, they will rewrite themselves. You pull one out when it crashes, you pull one out, you plug in another one, and the RAID hardware on there rewrites that drive. Network systems, they've got 2 different network cards, and some systems, they should be able to be replaced if they are something that are expected to possibly go bad during the life of the system. That also includes your CPU, your RAM, your fans. If a RAM stick goes bad, you can hot swap it on those systems. You can hot swap your CPUs. You can hot swap your fans on a true server system. I love servers for that. They're designed to be able to be run 24/7. They're not designed to have to be shut down. They're designed to be able to be always on, always up, always doing some type of service. So a server environment, data centers, they have the capability to support these computers at all times. So, sure, you can configure your PC to deal with, to act like a server. You could even put a server operating system on your PC. But hardware-wise, it still is it's still a client machine. And if you're going to be doing any type of professional serving, get a server-based system, put it in a data center. But it's great to experiment and play around with putting a server operating system on your tower PC. Now, what's the difference in server operating systems and server software? Well, server operating systems is what we're going to look at first. These guys, they are designed for, as far as clients are concerned, your client operating systems, they're designed for user interface. They're designed to be easy to use, simple, just your day-to-day computing. That's what those things are for. Now, server operating systems are a whole different ball of wax in their priorities. They're designed to run the additional CPUs, the additional RAM, the additional connections to handle the hot swap type capabilities. Server RAM is different than client RAM. A lot of times it's not interchangeable. They've gotten an additional several pins on a server piece of RAM that's just not what you're going to find, and it won't connect. If you try and plug one into the other one, they won't connect. They're not designed for that, and it's hardware-wise is where that starts. But your operating system software has to run that hardware, which means your CPUs, well, your CPUs are going to be additional CPUs. You're going to have more CPUs, more power, more RAM, but also different in many cases, especially with the RAM and the connections. A lot of times there you're dealing with multiple connections. You may have multiple different, maybe they're the same connection, and it just chooses to use one hardware or the other one, and they connect to the same switch. Or maybe they're going in two totally different directions. Maybe it's actually doing some type of routing function. It depends on the configuration of that server. Where is it plugged in? What is it intended to do? And so these operating systems are designed to set up these. They're designed to handle those different configuration needs that you're going to want from a server. They're also designed to be super stable, being able to run longer and do more between restarts. A lot of times for a server operating system, there's many more different types of software installations, and the software installation sometimes requires a restart regardless, but the best server systems don't require restarts, like ever. They can last a long time without a restart, and they can do a lot because you don't want downtime. Downtime is the enemy for a server system. A client system, that's fine. You power it up when you need it and you turn it off, and no one misses it when it's gone. Hey, the servers really don't miss it. Less of a workload. Boy, do they care, right? So, let's now take a look at network software programs. That's right, there's more to it than just in software programs. There's more types of servers and clients than just the network type, and we're going to look into those too. Now, these are the programs that are going to be running on your machine. So if you're a client, you've probably got web browsers, any of your smartphone apps. There usually are going to be, there are some that are servers, Most of those are client type systems. Your social media apps, your browser that you have on there, whenever you're browsing a page, logging into whatever you're doing over your smartphone. Those apps that you use, those are client systems as well. Those are client network software programs. Any type of chat programs that you're using, FTP clients, and there's plenty of more examples, but those are just kind of to get us started. What you generally use on your computer whenever you're using something over a network to share files. Your torrents. I would have put torrents on here, but they are a hybrid. Torrent type systems, they're designed to be either, they're peer-to-peer, so they're designed to be a bit of both. You can act them as a server and they can act as a client at the same time. So they're kind of a weird one, but it's different threads which they use different ones on, so they get away with it. Anyway. But yeah, in general, most of those programs that you use that access the internet somehow, those are your client systems. Server programs, on the other hand, are things like Microsoft Internet Information Systems and Apache Server, different types of web servers, mail servers, FTP servers, chat servers, anything here from trivial chat to more complex type stuff, but chat systems, voice over IP servers, DNS, time servers, those types of things. Anything which is, the stuff that you set it, you run it, you don't really worry about it, you configure it and you leave it, it's probably a server. So these are the different network software programs. Now let's take a look at additional types of servers, because I said, hey, there's more than a network. Now we've got additional types of servers and clients. Well, clients over here is any type of software that's accessing these types of things. And what are these types of things? Well, we're going to be looking at things like system services. As much as we appreciate network services and web servers and all that other stuff, so many of the services that are really making the world tick are system services. These are programs that run in the background of a computer and run different things, including the hardware, including just different things that work on your computer. They'll just run there and they will do what they need to do to make your system work. They'll read your keyboard and mouse. A lot of times that's actually built right into the kernel, so that's not really a service, but it works like a service still. But other things are plugged right into your operating system runs services that help with additional things, like a lot of times, like on Linux particularly, the service will run your graphical user desktop. That's a system service that is running that. Everything that needs to draw a window talks to that service. And object linking and embedding, or ActiveX objects. Anything which is being used as a compiled code library like that, or even like another type of code library where it's not really compiled. That's not as good of an example of this because it's kind of on the edge. It's included into the program and not run as a service. It doesn't talk to it and then talk back. But your compiled code is usually run as a separate process and then talk to and talk back. Anything which is running like that. So something that's running a named pipe and something that's accessing that named pipe is a client. Drag and drop functionality uses system software for moving that information. Whenever you drag and drop text or images or whatever you do, it sends some information using that system type, client service type things. And one type of it's kind of a hybrid on this, in the sense that it's kind of like an OLE object in a way, but it's not, and it works like a network service, are going to be web services. Whenever you're writing a web service, that web service is a server, and whatever accesses it, whatever bot accesses that, is a client. And when you're programming in, like, say, VisualStudio.net, and you're building a web service, that system, whenever you're writing the class that is the web service, I think it's the ASX or something like that file, whenever you write that, that is the server that you're writing. Whenever you write some other piece of code that includes that web service, you've now written something that is a client of that. So we can see how this all kind of boils down to the concept here. The server, its design is to run and wait for a connection, whatever that connection be, whether it be across the internet, whether it be a system back-end communication, and whether it be a piece of hardware that's designed to facilitate this, whatever that be, its design is to sit there, wait for the connection, respond to the connection from the client, and serve whatever it needs to serve based on its configuration and purpose. That's the point behind clients versus servers. Thank you for watching.